the SSG, the Chief of Staff, the Speaker, and former minority leader, majority leader, former minority leader. I forgot of very important personalities who are my landlords, Your Excellency, the four local government chairmen. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, without mixing any word, thank God I am a construction man. For just a few months, I didn't come to Gombe. And when I drove in from the airport, I was asking them, Mumuchi Bonchi Park me? The drivers were laughing at me. Yoshikazo Gombe. Oga, what is going on? The real changer. That shows there is a governor. And when you see construction, that is the heartbeat. You can never ever change a state without construction. His Excellency is construction. Yes. His Excellency is security. Yes. So you can see, my only reason is born out of what? Inspiration. You will not clap for me this one. I met an inspirational governor. You think I will stay behind? I have crossed my boat, and that is why I am telling my people, this is Jerry and Nebelu. Idan ya tafi Afirka, ba birki ba kararrawa, domin ba a tsayawa ba ta sha a kan ruwa. So anybody who didn't follow this boat is on his own. Your Excellency, I am not alone, you know. Even during the beginning of this ambition, I came to you with my very, very highly respected senior brothers in person of His Excellency, Mr. Tha'anda Jason Rubainu, Honorable Adamuka Gora Kalba, Minority Leader Ayala. Your Excellency, these are the fewest we came here with. But if you were on that ground today, I am telling you it's a bulk. And this is not the camp. Please, this is a movement. What are you? Now we have taken a decision. By the grace of God, Adawa Yahaya Gombe. We want to thank you for this great opportunity. It's not to the camp, but to have a big hand like you that can receive us. We want to thank you for receiving us. Yes, sir. I will continue to pray for you, because if you succeed, we succeed. The only thing we are going to do is to assure you that we are not the kind of people that are coming to jungle with loyalty. By the grace of God, our loyalty is 100%. Your Excellency, before I sit down, permit me to show you and the whole world that we didn't come here to sing or to show you our faces. Your Excellency, me and my senior brothers, we are now carriers of ABC. And we come here to show you, to bless it, to receive us, and bless these cards, and then give us your blessing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm happy to see that virtually the creme de la creme of the politics of Southern Gombe is here. And if at all there was a place that APC had really, had a very bad show, especially in the last elections, it was in the southern part of Gombe. So by this act alone, it means APC has gained strength, and inshallah, we will consolidate on our holding and our position and still aspire to achieve more. And when we achieve more, I mean not only as APC, but doubly as a people and as a government. We are lucky that were identified with the ruling party at the national level. And whether we like it or not, we must give compliments to the president for providing leadership in one of the most difficult moments in the history of Nigeria. For those of us that were in and knew the inner place of government, they know that they know what I mean. But even for those that are without, have never had the privilege of being in government, I believe they must know and understand by now that the situation is no longer the same. But God's time is the only time. It's not only the best, it's the only time. And God saw in us that at this very critical point in our lives, we have a leader that has the courage, the boldness, and the determination to say no to some of those things that do not allow Nigeria to move fast forward. I mentioned on several occasions that at the point Tinubu came in, there was only 1 month of subsidy provided in the budget, because he was sworn in on the 29th of May 2023. What was provided in the budget that could sustain subsidy was only up to June. And that would have meant that maybe without the National Assembly, you could have acted to do otherwise and put like a whitewash, to cover a dirty lining that is no longer sustainable and is not even obtainable. But somehow, he took the decision. That was the beginning on which this government started. That was a big sacrifice. I was privileged to be on the National Economic Council as governor when a committee, an ad hoc committee of the National Economic Council was set up under the then governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. And the committee dissected the economy, especially the implications and the need to withdraw subsidy. But somehow, at the end of it, around October 2022, it was decided that the decision should be left for the incoming government. And that incoming government could have decided to just see how to sustain or continue with it. But it was not sustainable. It was not feasible. In fact, at that point, not even one bank was willing to support Nigeria in terms of financing. And you could recall that the World Bank provided 850 million naira support in order to cushion or continue the subsidy. But then the people and the National Assembly said no, Buhari was close to going, and there was no point for that facility to be allowed or to be accepted. That was the age to which Nigeria was pushed. And it was the edge of the cliff. It's either we fall completely, or we retrace and look back and maybe organize ourselves and move forward. That was what Tinubu did. There was no option. But we thank God, as at today, with all the efforts we've been able to reach, so far I can say there is light at the end of the tunnel. We've reached the edge of the curve, we've turned the corner. Now the economy is stabilizing. Yes, it's very painful, but no matter what, you cannot ever go out of a problem created in decades and move out of it maybe overnight. It's not possible. So such are the reasons and such are the things, but upon all that, Nigeria is able to take some bold decisions that are changing the fortunes, and things are now taking shape, and eventually sustainable economy can be established and we can all work on it. That is our prayer, and that is all we are working for. So coming back home, Mr. Jerry is mentioning that, yes, but all these things are supposed to have been done. Almost 30 years after the creation of Gombe State, we've not been able to look and do some of those things that we should have done in order to carry everybody along across the state. And that is why we can beat our chest today, that somebody from Gombe South going to his headquarters at Talase, from, for example, Cham or Bambam or any other place, could now, instead of going through almost 5 hours of journey, going through 5 local governments before getting to his local government, could now go in 35 minutes. Somebody from Kutale, for example, getting to Mona, could easily go because facility or road has been provided. Somebody from Bamba going to Yeri, for example, I'm talking of the south. Somebody from Filia going to Gundari. Somebody from Dogora going to Matinza, eventually to Lejagara, or to come through Birchiteman and get to Gelango. Everything is now the courtesy of this government. That's the effort the president is doing across the country. But a total decay of a very long time cannot be seen or seen to be done maybe overnight. And 2 years, they were in the fields, they know it. They were in the offices, they know it. 2 years was not enough for you. For a real capital project to see the light of the day, you need 3, 4, 5 years. At least planning. And also to accept on a design and conceive or plan to achieve it by execution. There is an engineer, he can tell me what it takes for a capital project to be done. So we are in for a long ride, but once you are prepared with God's guidance, and if God answers the prayers, you can reach the destination. And inshallah we shall reach the destination. What we did is across the state. I just said the south because you are from there, you know it, and nobody will deny that. You can't go to see the hospital in Kaltungo and say that nothing has been done on it for all this while. All the wards, the 40 wards, you can't go and say that we have not worked on the primary health care in all the wards. We have done on the classrooms of students. Yes, we might not have done all. But we did not ever claim or say that we will do everything. It's only God that can do everything. But if we are determined and are planning or are trying to be proactive, and we are proactive and reactive, we can easily get to that level where everything will be moving forward as the population is growing